Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Pasha, what did you just get done playing?
Life is Strange Double Exposure.
Okay. And that is a game from 2024, developed by Deck Nine and published by Square Enix.
Brand new, the latest installment in the Life is Strange averse. And the third in the series of games that are specifically about Max Caulfield.
Yeah. Theme song.
I wonder if Max was based on somebody. You know, I mean, they spend so much time with her. Like, they spend a lot of time with her as a character.
Well, let's talk about that. So you just completed the game, and you're following Max for like 2.5 games.
Yes.
She's kind of present in Before the Storm, but not physically there.
Yes.
So these games were released about 10 years apart. Life is Strange 1 and Double Exposure.
Yes.
How do you feel, what's Max been up to, and did that align with what you think she'd be up to?
She is a adjunct professor of photography and photography studies at Caledon University. I don't remember what part of the country Caledon is in. I think it's on the East Coast. And she has been teaching there for a little bit. She has this really funky, cool house that she lives in it's like student housing, and it's like a loft, and she's got like a dark room in the basement, and she's got like a really cool area and a cool view. I spent a lot of time staring out of the window of her apartment. I find myself taking photos of the things that I see that I like on screen. And so in my game, I said that Chloe was dead. So you get to, like you have mentioned to me once, you get to actually decide decide to tell Safi or maybe somebody else what happened with Chloe. So in my game, in Before the Storm and in Life is Strange 1, I basically had it set up so that Chloe is sacrificed in order to save Arcadia Bay. And I, recapped on that. So basically, in my world, Max has been driving around. She's been like taking photos of different places. She's sort of been trying to figure herself out. And I think if you don't kill Chloe, you do that with Chloe.
Yes.
But in mine, I said, no, I just did it. So she did it on her own. So it's not a huge plot thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I kept Chloe alive just because that's what I felt called to do in the game. And you do travel around for 10 years with Chloe, so she is 28 in this game, so 10 years after.
Okay.
It's funny you say the age thing because they have aged her up a bit, in the face especially, but her personality, she still seems very insecure and introverted, and that didn't quite line up with the life that she has lived up till that point.
Yeah.
And maybe if we would have saw Max teaching a class to wrap it up instead of, she mentions like coursework a couple times, but
it's not very clear.
You don't see her working. You see her with this junky camera, which I get is her thing, and you do a lot of picture taking and a lot of exposing, but you don't get into her skill set. The only girls, like the only attraction they push you towards is like the only other girl in the game. And it just seems like even though she's in a totally different place away from everyone, her life is still kind of laid out in front of her. Yeah,
I think we would have really benefited from seeing her teach something.
And as someone who really enjoys going to dilapidated places, especially in the past, like I used to be in charge of a paper mill that was being demolished, and just going through those areas, like that spoke to me, like just taking in all that history and taking pictures of it. And it was a good kind of slow start but active start into the game. And it builds a good relationship between you and Safi, and then we get into the main plot of the show, or the game, which is...
Yes, which is very first day. So the way that the game works is you do the bowling alley, you go see We go with Moses to his overlook where he's doing his whole thing. He's like an astronomy dude. And then Safi is shot. And this is a point of contention for me because they do not clarify how that happened in the first place. It seems like we spend the entire game trying to figure out who did it, how did it happen, and let's like get to that timeline.
Yeah.
But apparently,
I felt some shades of that. There've been certain multiversal, like it's almost like a sliding doors type thing. That was a Gwyneth Paltrow movie where in one version she gets on this train to meet the love of her life and on the other she doesn't. And she's not hopping between, it's just two different versions of her story.
and you can see both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see a little bit of that. I don't know if I would have liked more differences between the two. I know that would have been like double the development. But you're in the same place, you're dealing with a lot of the same thing. Like there's this drama with the book,
Yes.
which seems like background, and they bring up this random Asian girl's name.
Maya Okada,
Yes. And then it turns into something that is a driving force, but there's about 3 red herrings that they drop in there that make it seem like those are going to be ones too, which I get, but they put a lot of effort into the Abraxas Society.
They did.
They put a lot of, episode 3 put a lot of effort into this cop that's on the case.
Yes.
And then he vanishes. Was he an interdimensional cop?
And so you're right, to these red herrings, like, okay, Abraxas doesn't really mean a whole lot. Like it adds some texture to the world. And then there's a lot of relationships that feel like forced or confusing.
But it's also like, there's not enough going on.
Yeah, you do have to be going through. One of the things that is a good thing and a bad thing about these games is that as you're looking around, you got to click on the computer, you got to look at the stuff. The nice thing is that the character will actually think aloud to say what you need to know, so you don't have to sit there and read all the emails, which I do anyway, but you know, it's like she'll say, oh, Maya was doing this the whole time, and it's like, okay, now you know. And then in this one, they had her phone, where her phone had all the contacts, and she would add notes that said this, that, and the other thing. So that was helpful that it built on it.
And definitely kind of like an audience or studio note that's like, you gotta make it easier for the people that aren't taking notes or maybe second screening this game.
Yes.
Like a lot of shows will do that now. They'll just have the character restate the premise every...
Which is good. You need, because...
It is.
One of the things I liked with Before the Storm, I don't know if it was in the other games, maybe Life is Strange too, but there was a menu you could go to where you could look at all of the things that you looked at. And they did not have that in this game because I was looking for it. Because then I had to, walk all the way back to wherever to look at this thing. But in the previous games, it was like every map, every street sign, every, website that you looked at was all in this archive and you could easily see.
Interesting.
And then the collectibles were, I found myself picking them up on accident and being like, ooh, and then I found myself missing some and then being purpose-driven to find them all, the Polaroids.
I was happy when I'd run across them. I wasn't going to challenge myself that way.
To find it, yeah.
Yeah, so this game came out. We played them all the way through, like the binge. I mean, you say it's binge, but it's just a video game.
Yes.
Even though, I mean, they set up like act breaks to keep you hooked or whatever. Do you think you would have enjoyed this game or any of these games more if you would have played it piecemeal?
I would have been super stressed to play Life is Strange 2 that way because the story was so intoxicating to me. I was fully vested in Sean and Daniel. This game, no. Double Exposure, I would not have liked that because the ending was so disappointing. It's like, one, they're throwing all this stuff at us about, okay, guess what?
Despite it being a college campus, the number of characters felt very small.
Yes.
And very tangled.
They were tangled, and the confusion. One of the things that I disliked about it is they always set up a choice, a romantic choice. And in this case, it's between Vin and Amanda. And
Amanda also felt like reasonably well thought out.
She did. She felt real. She felt, and to speak of the way that the game was made, eye movements, the sarcasm, the faces they were making, all of that felt real to me. Some characters seemed more real or looked more real than others, but they like overall, like Amanda, in addition to Safia, I thought was characterized very well. Like she felt really lived in.
Yeah.
Reggie felt like a throwaway. Like the Vin thing felt like weird because it's like, why are we choosing between? Why can't I just have this? If you want me to choose Amanda, which they do,
Yeah.
why don't you just have it be that she?
Because they want to give you an illusion of choice. And his thing, it probably ends with that would you rather game.
It is, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
And there's no way I would touch that guy with a 10-foot pole. He's
Oh, I
just
know.
Everything about him is gross in the game.
Seedy, yes, exactly.
Which, I mean, that's part of life too.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense. But I think the cast would have felt like less tight if they weren't bouncing off each other so much. Like they're in the Abraxas Society. Some of them have romantic entanglement.
Yeah.
Just there's a lot going on in the 8 people that go to this school.
Right. One thing that would be nice to do in these games is have a bit more autonomy over location.
Yeah.
Like in Life is Strange 1, it did feel like there's one scene or one episode where you've got like 3 or 4 objectives and they're all over campus.
Yeah.
Like there were a few that were like that, but this one felt like, okay, now I'm in the bar. I can't leave the bar. I got to do all this stuff.
Go to
here.
the exit. Oh, it's not ready to go yet. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like if you could have like a map or something and say go home. Then I could have spent more time working on this puzzle box, right? Like I didn't finish that because
'cause
I
you thought
thought
you'd go
I'll have
back to
time.
it.
Exactly, I'll have time to go back to it.
Yeah. This is not a road trip movie. So
Yeah.
you're locked in, but they
Yep.
could have made it deeper, even if they had to cut like a character or two.
Yes, I think you're right, and deeper with like locales, like something about her teaching, a mini game about grading papers would have been
Yeah.
interesting. Like there were some mini game-esque things, but there wasn't enough. Like in my opinion, I feel like previous games had more mini games
Yeah.
or something that sort of like more puzzles that were optional.
And so as you get done with episode 1 or 2,
Mm-hmm.
the game has a pop-up that asks you, do you want to buy the Kitty Cat DLC?
Oh, I didn't get that.
Oh, okay, because it asked me, and it's like, this is your last chance to play with the cat if you give us $15. And I was like, I'm not giving you $15 to play with a cat.
Does the cat appear in the apartment?
Yeah, the cat's like, it's something you find at your back door.
Oh,
So you got to do
okay.
all this stuff while you're taking care of a cat, I guess.
Oh, I
And
see.
it's like, that's your DLC? Like, it's
Yeah.
not a backstory for these people that desperately need it?
Yes, I mean a Gwen backstory would have
Mm-hmm.
been interesting. I also didn't feel this sense of danger in the same way. Like I was like, oh, the game took on such gravitas, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm invested. I must finish. Whereas this was like, okay, Savi's mad. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't feel gripped.
Isn't there a... don't they hint that the tornado's coming back or something like that?
Tornado's coming back, and it's happening in the timeline as the timelines I think are trying to merge.
Yeah.
That was kind of freaky. I was like, whoa, okay. But I wasn't, and they did that in season 5 or episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
So like normally the danger is like episode 3
Yeah.
or 4. And then episode 5 is when they have this totally like acid trippy like thing
Yeah.
where they're trying to reclaim everything. But I did not feel urgently danger, and the ending, because they're banking on another game, was a complete like Avengers Assemble moment where it's like Max Caulfield will return, like literally said Max Caulfield will return at the end, which is exactly what they say. Why don't we talk
Self-contained.
about what we each would like for the next game
Yeah,
to be?
I want a self-contained thing. Let's give Max a break.
What do you mean?
Like another Alex from True Colors.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Someone with more personality going and more backstory going into it.
A self-contained thing meaning not tying into.
Deck Nine did not make the first Life is Strange. They were the B team brought in for Before the Storm, and
Yes.
and True Colors, while Don't Nod was working on Life is Strange 2, that flopped. So Don't Nod they're doing their own games.
Oh.
And
that's
Deck
too
Nine is
bad.
now the people. Maybe stick with the younger stories, which they seem to have a better handle on. Maybe like none of these people have had engaged parents. So maybe there's something else you could try to reconcile.
Yeah.
Like, so I saw the latest Final Destination movie. I've seen all of them. They're all terrible. But the latest one, it's a family trying to get through it, not just like acquaintances. So there's a care. You not only don't want to die.
Yeah.
But you also don't want the person in front of you to die. So they're trying to help each other out. So maybe there is something like that, a family reconciling around powers, which you saw a little bit in Life is Strange 2, but that was peers.
Yes. I think for me, what I liked about the Daniel-Sean relationship is that because you don't have the powers, you get to sort of like influence this child. I thought that was interesting because you can't control what he does. There's a certain point at which he just is like gonna do whatever you have been sort of like training him to do. I personally would like the next game to not be a Max story like you're saying, because it would give them more time to make another one. They might even be making this other one already.
Maybe.
And then, give them more time to make that Max.
What's 38-year-old Max? We don't have to wait 10 years. What's 38-year-old Max?
Yeah.
With a kid or a stable relationship and the powers come back. Like, how do you reconcile that? Now,
Which is interesting.
her being this transient person that doesn't really have a home, like there's not as much to lose.
There's not,
So if Life is Strange, whether it be a continuation of Max's story or a new story comes out tomorrow, will you buy it?
I'm in for wherever the road takes me because the games are the most powerful and emotional games that I've ever played.
Yeah.
And I didn't cry at the end of this game, which is interesting. The emotional response that I get from the game tells me how I felt about it. I mean, I was in tears for a good 20 minutes after the Life is Strange 2 ending, like the one that I got. So what did you think? How do you feel about the ending?
I'll put it on, you know what, it probably is my least favorite. Before the Storm was pretty rough.
Yeah.
So I'll put it down there with Before the Storm. And so, I'll give this like a 6 or a 7. I'll get the next one. I mean, I'm in. I got so much sunk cost of playing all these that, I think if they put one out every 2 years, I'd be happy.
How do the games make you feel when you play them?
This one, because I had almost 10 years with this character, it's like, that's not where I would have wound up. That's not what I would have done. Why does everything have to be a zero-sum game decision? Whereas I think both of us look for compromises where we all can win. And it's like, here's this binary choice. Are you going to say fuck you to them or fuck you to them? And it's like...
There should be one in the middle.
Yeah. And so, but I also understand it's a video game. So, so I'm in. As long as I'm playing games, I'll stick with the series. I might wait for a sale or whatever.
And I wonder if there's a sort of an empathetic response that you're having of playing the game as a woman, and that sort of maybe...
For sure. I don't know if I learned anything, but it's something where, no matter where the boy comes from, we're going to have enough shared, thought processes. And I'll be saying that doesn't seem authentic, that seems authentic, that sort of thing, because I come from the same thing.
Okay.
Whereas a woman, all your brains are screwy, so maybe I have more suspension of disbelief.
I think maybe I felt the opposite because there's something really touching about that relationship where he's 16 and he's like, my 7-year-old brother is...
And you have a younger brother, not that young.
Do.
But I'm sure there were areas where you had to be kind of motherly to him to keep him...
Yeah, and being a teenage boy is an experience I don't know or have, which it really resonated with me, that, I think. So maybe that's why.
I'm in.
I'm in too. In for a penny, in for a pound. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's sunk cost, so it'll keep you together.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Pasha.
Thank you.
We done.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't know what I'm going to make out of these, but I promise something will eventually come out.
No, it's great. And now we have at least